McGill and Windsor are playing a one-game playoff to go to the national championship tonight, so I got to put a plug in for my boys. DJ's got Windsor. I got McGill. Okay, what's up?
You gonna wear your tie?
No, but I'm going to wear my hat.
Mike, in your experience as the game tightens up, where does it tighten up most? Is it along the walls, the shooting lanes? Is it everywhere at this time?
Well, I just think we're more in the neutral zone, to be honest with you. There's 5 guys everywhere you go, and you know, the greatest thing about playing pond hockey is no one's ever in your way and you have time to make plays. And as it goes on, the game becomes a real grind. And as the playoffs go on, it becomes like that. There's no space every night. You got to battle for every inch. And that's why often some players that have success in the regular season don't have the same success in the playoffs just because it's so hard. But I think it's a real good process for our guys to be going through. These are competitive games for us. I thought last night was a competitive game. I thought Philly played real well. And so in the end, to get the points was positive, and now we got to go into Carolina with energy and continue on.
Mike, what stands out to you about Nylander's shot?
The way he can receive it across his body and let it go in one motion. He actually, I think, shoots a pass across his body better than he shoots the one-timer. He likes to touch the one-timer, and he can really shoot that puck. Willie's got great edges and great understanding of the game. But the most impressive thing about what Willie's doing is competing way harder. He's better without the puck. He's more competitive each and every night. And so he's becoming a more complete player, which obviously makes us a better team.
Marchenko only played in one shift in the third period. Was there something that you saw in the first 40 minutes that made that adjustment?
I think I didn't know he only played one shift, to be honest with you. So I'm not certain on that, so I'm not commenting on that. But we think Marchie's done a real good job. We've been you know, thinking we should get Marty in for a while. We weren't going to make the change, and then we just we probably would have made it before the Detroit game, but he was from Detroit and we didn't want to do that, so we're just going to make the change and then see where it goes.
Mike, do you have any more clarity on Connor Carrick and how long he might still be?
Yeah, he was in there, he skated again today, and then he was in there shooting, and I just talked to the strength people and they say he's getting way better. So, you know, obviously sooner is better than later for us. He's an important part of our team, but, you know, I just know we've been through this before, I don't get much of a say in these matters, as you know.
Where have you seen the biggest improvements in Brown and Hyman?
Well, I thought Brownie was good last night because he had his jump back, he had legs. I haven't had a chance to chat with him about that today, but I thought he was very important. That way, they both just bring so much energy and they work so hard that they get the puck all the time. The game's an honest game. When you put in an honest effort, you end up having success. So those guys have become real important drivers for our team on and off the ice, and their leadership, you know, whether they want to believe it or not, is really important because it's contagious. People that work that hard just make the people around them better. That's just the way it is.
Morgan's already talked about the Brian and Eric, their impact on the room already. In your experience as a coach, does the public even get to see that type of off-ice impact, what they do to the
No, I don't think so, but I think I haven't had Eric in the game yet, so I don't know that part of it. But just on the bench in the game, Boiler, just a guy to keep you settled down, a guy to. I thought their line reestablished our game a number of times last night, both in the D zone with good plays, in the O zone with good forechecks and heavy shifts. To me, that's what's important. And he, you know, in some ways, your top 3 lines probably aren't playing as much as they were before because you got 4 now. But I think that when you're playing every night, I think that's important.
In Detroit, as playoffs approach, did you have any team rules about guys limiting off-ice stuff or anything?
You mean what's like limiting what?
Personal appearances, things like that.
Well, I mean, you use your coconut, I guess. But I'm also, one of the things I learned most in Detroit is it's important to have things to do besides hockey. So some people could think that's a distraction. I don't think those things are a distraction. I don't think you get distracted when you love what you do and you do it. I think you got other things going in your life. So sometimes I worry about the guys that are young and don't have a significant other or don't have their folks around or don't have what do they do all the time. And so I think it's important to have things to do. So I don't know if I answered your question, but that's what I think.
Freddie made some timely saves in that game, but is that part of the draw of why you guys went out to get someone like him, especially for these times?
Well, no. We just wanted to win some games, and we needed good goaltending, and so we thought he was the best goalie available on the market with size, and we thought he still had upside to him. So to me, you know, he's a guy who fits in our age group. He's a guy who we still think is getting better and an important part of our team. And all you got to do is look at the teams in the league. The teams without goaltending, they just don't win, period. And so pretty soon you're blaming forwards and D for things that you wouldn't even talk about if you had goaltending. And sometimes when the goalie plays real good, you don't actually analyze your game the way you should. And we try to do a good job of that. Is when we make the mistakes, let's make it better. But I think he's doing a real good job for us.
What'd you think of Morgan Riley's game last night?
I really liked his game last night. I thought he skated real good. I thought he had good pop. I thought he made good offensive plays. And I thought he did a pretty good job defensively. You know, Mo for me is our best D and our most important guy back there. We put him in he has tough matchups. Sometimes when it doesn't go the way you want to, it gets snowballing on you. But you just gotta stick to it and know how good you are and keep playing hard, and it turns your way. So I'm not too worried about him.
With Carolina now, obviously they've had their own struggles. Are they that type of team, a more dangerous team at this time of year?
Well, I think every team we play, when you look at the league, the separation between us and anybody in the league, there's hardly any. It's not like it used to be. You know, 10 years ago, we just flat out, when I was in Detroit, we were flat out better than the other teams. And you'd smack around. That doesn't happen. Every night it's a tight game, and the other team, the talent's different, or difference in the league is hardly any. So it makes everybody scared, and you better be focused and ready to play.